This is Burke. It snows 9 months of the year and hails the other 3. Any food that grows here is tough and tasteless. The people that grow here are even more so. The only upsides are the pets. While other places have ponies or parrots, we have dragons.
In 2010, the world was introduced to a loose movie adaptation of Book 1 of a series published by Cressida Cowell. A great movie in both plot and financially, the movie took us on adventures with young Hiccup finding a Night Fury and learning that Vikings didn't need to hunt the dragons, but instead could train them, and dragons and Vikings could live together peacefully. The plot of the movie is very relational based, like the romance between Hiccup and Astrid, the friendship between Hiccup and Toothless, the struggles Hiccup has with his father, and Hiccup's place on the island. I remember being a young boy at the age of 8. My dad wanted to surprise my siblings and I with something while my mom was on a retreat for the weekend, so he took us to a movie theater. We had no clue what movie we were about to see, but what it was something that changed my life forever. How to Train Your Dragon. As the movie began, I instantly fell in love with the characters, and I really liked Hiccup and Astrid especially. I found the score mesmerizing and the plot to be really powerful. After leaving the theater, I couldn't stop talking about the film for weeks. I would call my best friend on the phone every night, and for about 2 weeks straight, we would talk for 2 hours just about the movie. Then, it was announced a new show was coming to Cartoon Network titled Dragons, Riders of Burke. I jumped up and down of excitement, rushed to my sister and told her the news. Getting to have more adventures with these amazing characters was like the joy of opening a present on Christmas every week. The show fleshed out each character and helped them grow while keeping them relatively the same age. The season introduced new villains to the world of Burke, and had an ongoing storyline that made you keep coming back each week for the next chapter. I would have come back either way. The season ended in what I thought would be the final outing of the characters till a sequel came out. I was thankfully wrong, for Season 2 was announced titled Defenders of Burke. This season got even greater than the first, and while it had a darker tone, it stayed true to the child-appropriate quality of the first season. When that ended in 2014, it was just about in time for How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'd waited 4 long years for this movie, so the day it came out I made sure to see it. I was highly impressed with it and almost cried when Stoic died. It was heartbreaking to see him die, but I knew it wasn't our final outing for our heroes. The How to Train Your Dragon Netflix series was announced, titled Race to the Edge. I always had the various spin-offs to watch, like Gift of the Night Fury, and yet all of these somehow still didn't feel like enough dragons to keep me patient till 2019 when How to Train Your Dragon is finally being released. It's been 9 years since the first movie came out, and there's now been countless of dragon shows, specials, and video games. The world of Burke has gotten immense, and these characters have developed so much, they created a legacy that will last a lifetime. Now, with less than 2 weeks out from the release, I couldn't be more excited for this final installment in the Dragons franchise. But I'm also feeling really sad. I've literally grown up with this franchise, and while I can always go back and will always go back and rewatch them all again, it's sad saying farewell to a series I've loved for nearly a decade. Each time I see the trailers, I get chills, but when that somber version of the theme comes on, it reminds me of how much I'm going to miss this beloved universe. For the past 9 years, I've done my schoolwork to the score of the movies, specifically the magnificent theme song. That's one of the perks of being homeschooled. Anyway, it's going to be sad doing it, knowing there won't be any new stories on the big screen. I love music, and I love movie themes a lot, and I have to say the How to Train Your Dragon theme should be on the list of top 20 greatest movie themes of all time. It's powerful, it's moving, it gets you excited, it's triumphant. There's so many adjectives that can describe it. John Powell did a phenomenal job of composing it, and he's a composer that deserves so much more credit than he receives. I have to say, How to Train Your Dragon is one of my favorite franchises of all time. And while I look forward to this final chapter and the way it will expand and close this universe, I'll miss Burke and its lovable themes. So thank you, Dreamworks, for bringing me a great 9 years of content to grow up with. A universe that, while having Vikings and dragons in it, I can still relate to. There's only one way I can close this video out, and that's by encouraging you to go see How to Train Your Dragon 3 in theaters on February 22nd. While this video is in no way sponsored by Dreamworks, I love the franchise so much that I'll probably see the movie in theaters at least 5 times, and I'll love it more and more each time I go see it. So thank you for letting me grow up with such a great franchise. I'll treasure it in my heart forever. Thank you, Dreamworks, for giving me How to Train Your Dragon. While this video does sound like I was just reading off a paper, well, that's because I obviously wrote the paper, but yes, I was just reading it, so it didn't feel as, like, true from the heart, so to speak, as it could have, but you can tell this part I actually am just doing on the spot because of all my stuttering. But yeah, I really mean what I typed. I love this franchise, and I'm gonna miss it a lot. I knew I had to make some sort of love letter to How to Train Your Dragon because I love the franchise, and it's great. Like, it's really underrated, and I think more people should check it out. But that just about wraps it up for this video, so thank you for watching it. Please like this video. I worked really hard on that report on it, and while I did it just for the love of the franchise, it did take some time to do, so even just getting a few likes would be great. Please share this video with your friends. I really want How to Train Your Dragon 3 to succeed in the box office, and so maybe this video will help encourage people to go even watch the Netflix show, the Cartoon Network show, the spin-off some people didn't even know existed, or the first 2 movies even. Just really make this franchise go out with a bang. So share this video. Hopefully it will encourage more people to check the franchise out. If you like this video, subscribe for more. I make videos all the time. So yeah, this is LEGO Freedom 1. Peace.